to touch on the Mavericks a little bit, because we spent a lot of this time talking about the Celtics, which yuck. But
Yeah.
the Mavs, they just sort of lost to the better team, you know.
Yeah.
And we've been sort of saying it before. We thought with how he played in the OKC series, we were like, okay, maybe PJ Walker just is that, not Walker, but PJ.
But shout out to PJ Walker though.
Yeah, shout out to PJ Walker. I mean, but PJ Washington, we were like, maybe he can be that third star, but he not even sort of, he definitely came back to earth. He maybe even crashed back to earth. So he didn't really have a good series at all. So the Mavs, they need to spend this offseason trying to locate that third star. I think it should be like a wing player. Who exactly? I don't know. I've seen Paul George's name floated around a lot. And Paul George, he's a player that would be a good acquisition on literally any team because that's just the style of play. He just fits everywhere.
He gonna cost too much money.
Yeah, that's the only thing. So they might have to go after a younger player that's up and coming and hope he takes off soon. But who exactly? I'm not really sure.
Or go get DeMar or something.
I was gonna say DeMar won't help their defense, but then again, they don't really need defense because they had the number one defense in the league toward like the end of the season, I believe. It was like a top something defense towards the end of the.
Yeah, you just had to develop. You know, you just got to hope that Lively continues to develop.
I think he will because he started making threes and everything. I think Lively's gonna be really good. Wait, how do you feel about Zach LaVine? Because I know the Bulls are trying to move him.
Like going to Dallas?
Yeah.
I mean, what would he be, a 3? Because I still.
How big is Zach LaVine? Is he 6'7" or 6'5"? I don't know how Zach. I don't know.
I don't know why that feels like a bigger gap than what it actually is. 6'5" to 6'7". That feels like
it's a big gap, but
even though it's a 2-inch difference, it feels like 4.
He's 6'5". He's 6'5". So maybe not him because
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is 6'5". So no.
Nah. So I always look at him as like a 2 guard.
Yeah.
That was really athletic.
I was thinking he was a little bit bigger.
I mean, like you could go. I wish Andrew Wiggins was like the 2022 version of himself.
I mean, maybe he could turn back the clock, play with a great player like Luka and Kyrie. I mean, because this would be not the same situation, but similar. You know, a team with a championship pedigree because the Mavs literally are a championship pedigree team. They have 2 dominating players. We're not going to look for Andrew Wiggins to be the number 1 or the number 2. So maybe.
I know that the Pelicans are trying to move Brandon Ingram, but I feel like they're trying to get some real compensation back for that.
Yeah, they wouldn't get nothing back from the Mavs. Don't have assets to give back. That's also another thing with them.
True.
I'm looking at some of the top free agents. I mean, there's LeBron, of course. He has a player option. LeBron, Paul George. They're not going. Pascal, he just agreed to a deal with the Pacers. OG Anunoby, he has a player option, so maybe.
Yeah, he didn't like the offer that he got from New York, so that could be something. And I think he's 26.
I don't know, but he's not. Yeah, he's 26, so he's not old at all. Tobias Harris is no sir,
and he an NBA champion.
Yeah, Isaac Okoro, no sir.
No. That's not going
unless he just somehow learns how to shoot. But yeah,
no, that's not going to do it. Is Jeremy Grant still like a thing?
Jeremy Grant, he's on the Pacers or not? What do they call it? The Trailblazers now. Yeah, I think he's still like locked in to that contract. For real.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a little rough. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Especially because the West is getting better. So
yeah, you gotta like they did a great job. You know, grabbing their good pieces from sorry ass teams. They're gonna have to keep doing that. They're gonna have to go and attack sorry ass teams. You got to go to the Trailblazers and see what they'll give up.
Mm-hmm.
Got to go to the Chicago Bulls because they give up anything. If you want to fleece somebody, go fleece the Chicago Bulls. They'll do it.
Yeah,
they'll rob you with the eyes wide open.
I'm just trying to think. I don't know who the Mavs can get. It might be a little bit rough for them, but I mean they got Luka, they got Kyrie, so
they'll have to wait.
They'll be good eventually.
They'll have to wait. They'll have to wait until something happens, like somebody's disgruntled 4 months in, and then they can swoop in and make a trade or something. Who knows?
One more thing though. Shout out to Josh Green for the Mavs because he's the only player in that game 5 who played with some heart. So shout out to Josh Green. He played like he actually wanted to be there.
Shout out to Josh Green because I remember seeing that nigga in real life. And I was like, damn, this nigga shot is not falling. Shout out to him.